What up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Ubuntu Unscripted, where we delve deep into the complexities of human and mental challenges and experiences held by students and other people out there. So in this episode, we'll be delving into the critical conversation of drug and substance abuse. So, at my far left over there, we've got Ndola, we've got Josh, then on my right side, we've got our brother Passion and our sister Huntress. So the guys at my left side will be dealing with the good side of drugs, the fun side, the living side, the active side.
Yes.
Well, as my right side, we're going to be dealing with the bad side of drugs, the part where it actually destroys your life. You get. So our first point, guys, it'll be the definition of drugs. What do you think drugs are? What is your what comes to your mind when you think of the mind when you think of drugs or substance, right? So Josh, my brother, please tell us.
Okay, from my perspective, I'd like to say drugs can be categorized into two groups, which is medicinal and non-medicinal. The medicinal drugs are these ones that are helped to treat us when we're ill, like the painkillers and the others. And then on the non-medicinal side, now these are the ones most people abuse, like we're talking weed and codeine, which do not have quite a proper medicinal way to heal you, but otherwise help you with the dopamine and give you a certain amount of pleasure.
Understandable, definition. But it kind of feels powerful. Mr. Ndola, our brother, please tell us your side of the story.
I mean, it's the same there, but when he said, when he named weed as part of the drugs that would help you, I think that was being a bit too offensive to weed. Because we even have other drugs. I think drug abuse, in particular, it's an overdose of an explicit substance that alters your DNA, or that is a chemical reaction that happens inside your body. For example, you might take painkillers as a simple thing that you go to the doctor or you get a painkiller. But we have something like promethazine that people get high on. It's a painkiller, yes. It's for medicinal use, yes. We have codeine. In Zimbabwe, most commonly is cough syrup. And a bronchi, and a bendy. Those are cough syrups. They're meant for medicinal uses. But the overdose of those explicit substances is what we can say that is drug abuse.
Oh, wow. I actually didn't know a lot about that, but thanks for the facts. Now we go down to the bad side. Maybe there might be some, deep, dark secrets behind all this drug definition. So, Mr. Passion, please tell us your definition.
Okay, from my definition, a drug is any substance that affects the body or the physiology process and it. We are saying that if you take drugs, unokanganisika body yako and it, physical health yako inenge isisi stable and it. We might say that afana vanogona kuti vari kutora madrugs kuti vakwanise ku raise their confidence or kuti dopamine yavo irise and it. But we are saying that the more you just throw drugs, at first, pakutanga just throw drug and it, kuti ukwanise kukwidza what dopamine. But let's say kuti watora drug today, watora kakota kadaiso kebronga and it, dopamine yako ichakwidza and it. But the next day, ukatora futi that bronchi kakota kadaiso, dopamine yako ichakwanise kukwira and it, wakuda chimo. Ndopa unoona kuti kune chinhu chinonzi addictive anditi the more uchatora mangwana uchadeka kota wakuda hafa anditi mangwana wakuda body rest. So madrugs anokukanganisa mental health zvisine physical.
What a deep dive into that state. So let's our sister over there, Huntress, to give us another dark secret of drugs. Please tell us your definition.
I feel like the definitions have already been said. There's a difference between a drug, it's a good thing. By itself, it's not harmful. The problem starts when it's now being abused. Our problem is not the drug. The problem is drug abuse. When now you're using it in a way that will harm your body in a negative way, that is when the problem starts. Because by itself, it will not do any harm. When you take it according to a prescription, it's not wrong to take that drug. But the problem starts when you're now overdoing it and you're using it in a wrong way for wrong reasons.
now I'm actually stuck on a tightrope right here. Because both definitions feel, I don't know. I don't feel quite right. So maybe some causes or like other points may try to help us. So let's go deep dive into the causes and risk factors. So now, when you talk about causes and risk factors, we're talking about, maybe the factor that causes someone to just think of taking the drugs. Maybe the good side can try to tell us something a little bit soft, try to loosen up the mood. So, Mr. Josh, please tell us your side of the coin.
Well, from what I know that usually stress can be a very compelling factor that leads to us taking drugs. Which, because that when you have that dopamine spike, you're gonna feel better about anything that's bothering. Because we know life can be very problematic in itself. So in times you don't have enough help that can really make you feel better. And what you do is you just take a little bit of weed and you just chill for the day and your problems are all gone. So I'm just saying they're very helpful in that manner when we look at stress.
All gone.
Yeah, oh God, you'll be chilling.
No, cool down, man.
And tomorrow. In
Just-
what?
I'm gonna do trigger me down because no need it. Another one.
But what if you want to be stressed and it?
Yeah.
Then you go to the gym. Kana kuenda kunochoka.
Ndiro wadziwe nekumanya man.
Of course. Ukutora madrugs anditi. Wari wadandara kwanditi. Zvenguva iyoyo zvinogona kusashowa effect anditi. Pakuri kuzvikwadza mapafu.
Initially hapana pochisingakwadzi. Even mafizzy drinks ati tichingomwa aya. Even mvura dzimwe
atitaura zvemafizzy drinks. Titaura zvedanda rauri kutaura.
Yes. But do you know what?
Baji kumafizzy drinks anditi. Apa tora zvedanda rautaura kuti kana une stress anditi. Ucharwa danda kuti stress irese ikwanise kurelieve stress anditi. But what if you ukaenda kujimu kana ukangonorowa hako ukaenda kumagrounds unomhanya zvako.
Alright. What happens in these situations? I think we need to understand with the gym, like masine kunzi church nene zvine koli. Each and everything chine koli. Kuna umwe munhu wekutoti akatorwa nestress akatomhanya. Odzoka anowana masolutions ati. Pana umwe munhu wekuti ndiripa mahwanja. Do you know kuti zvinogona kuya musoro kahwanja. Kuti mind mako you be so toti remember kazara. Une mathoughts akawanda, even mamwe mathoughts ekuzvipfudza.
So
at that moment chimbomera ndikudzana mwana. Zvakakwandira musoro at the time. And the moment yaunotora danda rako, you calm down, you level down. Others might even reach an extent yekutanga kufunga zvakanaka. Kuti alright, indafunga kuzviuraya pasituation. But it's not that unolosena situation yako.
Chipondudzo munhu anotora madrugs kana munhu anoita manje. Akamboti akasangana neproblem. Obva atora danda anditi. Then after atora danda obva make a decision right. Obva abudirira muupenyu.
Mazita edu atizogone kutaura for the sake of the podcast.
But to be honest, the plenty of people
vazhinji out there vatinochiva vatinoadmire people who we see toti uyu first we ane mari tinoda mari inenge yacho
zvake zvakarongeka
zviri kufamba nenzira iyi. We cannot give names.
So you are saying kuti vanhu vese vari successful vanova madrugs?
Not all of them.
Tati kune vanhu vakawanda handina kuti vanhu vese vanhu vakawanda
Vakatotora
healthier ways
everything
to
will
do it.
flow.
yes there are healthier ways
But are they efficient?
but are they
Yes.
Do they help on the spot? Because if I want to kill myself right now, right, I can't wait to go see a therapist and be like, I have to wait 30 minutes. Maybe they have another client. I have to wait there. My
You don't always
situation
have
is
to go to a
current.
therapist.
Like he said, where else can I go then?
and now
You
Jim,
have friends. You
Friends.
don't have friends.
Well, us boys, what I know, you go to your friends with a problem.
You
In
see,
most
that's
cases-
the problem. Your pride.
Pride. It's not
Hey,
about
what?
pride.
Do you know what
You can't bring yourself to get help. That's why you
I
resort
think
to
Yeah.
therapy.
do you know what my
Yeah.
situations you might see like my situation is big but kwanti it feels big. There are people out there who andotsamwa kuti mjara wangu akanditengera Benz this year indaida love otoita stress. Do you know that?
I
but
know.
munhu iyeyo akauya kwauroudza kuti imagine zvandaifanira mudhara wangu ndakavaudza zvakanaka kuti ndiri kuda Lamborghini vakunditengera iwe unomuti what would you say to that person?
They are rich and not kunzwisisa. People like that, what about on a level? I was going to tell
It's not always the case.
It's most of the time.
No.
Most of the time, but with my situation akadaro ekuti your circle is filled nevanhu vekuti akutokudza kuti iwe bohereyo wakatotengerwa Benz nyama chichichi wakutokomplain. But we have people who have my issues akadaro who cannot entirely express zvimwe zvinhu. Alright, for example, something happens to me in the rape when I'm a man, I'm a guy. The rape when I'm a man. Ndingaenda kunemvesi wangu Josh ndokudza kuti Josh zvandaitwa. Josh obviously the first thing chapinda mind mangu is like chadaya. At that moment, ndofunga kuti aiwa inruda zvopinga zvanzi. I'm stressed. I have a lot of things going on. I feel vulnerable. But the moment I'm smoke danda around, I begin to calm down. Alright, what's the next step? Even confidence, the try even my organization that can assist me might come under the influence of my substance.
Yeah, this could have take it. The problem is drug abuse. Not just go try and moving on. Problem is when you're abusing it.
Nah, you see why I
find abusing now.
Okay, it's abusing it. Even when it was trying to 3, 4 pazua. The way you act, it changes. No,
maybe nendotanga kunakirwa before.
The abuse starts patula my negative effects.
Those are that kuti yo kurutanga ore mwana atange nekungomhanya adi. Mwana achatanga ita sei? Jena nani? Watanga watora dandara kunhasa adi. Watora 1. Of course one wacho umbopedza. Jari dambura ndiri. Mangwana waunozofila kuti baba kudachi. Kuda danda ndiri. Wari wafitine stress of course wauramba uchirepa. Usasimbire nyaya kurepa kunde kuti iwe dwela ungamborepa ndiri. Uchatora rimwe danda rechitu handiti apo wakutoona kuti wauda tuma danda ndika atotuma tanda handiti ndokandachitaura kuti the more yauchatora chinhu handitika mangwana uchada kuti chiwedzera handitika of course pachiri kuwedzera zvicharamba zvichiwedzera handitika wakutanga kuda sei wabhisi ndo panguva yacho yatinonda bhisi nekuti iwewe mumuviri mako hamuchakwanise kusastaina 1 danda mauda 4 matanda as time goes on handiti zvandi kuti madrugs ungamumasapoti akofeswa but akashata.
You see what? This is more like a constant solution to any other problems that are gonna come. At least now I know, Kuti, I have something I can rely on. Those what you never it's kind of name. Danda. Education yoma danda. Danda. It's a certain. It's so specific. I know this solution works. So I don't see it.
But what?
Problem starts when the things that you're doing after you get high, after you take your weed. That's our problem. Jamur Peter afterwards.
We just say.
Okay, guys. Let's calm down. Let's try to save the power for the next points because now I'm actually battling myself with maybe I actually need to take drugs, but now I'm like, drugs are bad. Okay. So now we delve deep into the rabbit hole. The effects on, the physical and mental health, well-being of a person. So, good guys, good drug users. Please tell us, the effects. What do you think might actually happen to a person who's now in the act, in the mode, in the zone of taking drugs?
All right. I think this really is understanding because we have. It depends on the situation you're in. I remember one under weed. It's a simple stressing issue, and it's another baby or things like that. I smoke my weed. I will not tell it's beautiful. I smoke weed, young man. All of a sudden, if you have ever noticed under the influence of weed, I go sick. I don't like you. For that moment, I'm hit. For that moment, and that's what I'm driving for. Then we have people who take codeine. Codeine, it's usually used, no offense how to comedy, but music industry, my producer, my artist. it enhances focus. Ndoda kugadzira beat, sendwa kuda beat track. Maybe mangwana. I have to make sure kuti I'm in it. I'm working towards it. And I need complete focus. I don't need to be disturbed as well anything. So of course I'm going to enhance my performance. Then for some time I just want to have fun. No, I take ecstasy. To my mushrooms out. Then I go out, maybe ndruna no nyara pa I want my mushrooms. My mushrooms are nanyats. Free spirit. And I'm having fun. I don't see any problem. Munu is focused. Munu is forgetting. He's happy. Munu is able to adapt because of
The problem is when now you are dependent on the drug. I was trying to function without that drug. For you to function, you need to take that drug. For you to focus, you need that drug. That's when it becomes a problem.
Well, you don't kuti iwewe handiti. Of course uchatora madrugs ako. Wamasapota handiti. Of course ucharamba uchimatora handiti. But mari yako yozvo zvako zvise zvichasvika pakupera handiti. Because kazhinji kacho vamwe vanokwanisa kutora mbanje kuti vakwanise kuwana simba handiti. Vakwanise kushanda. But some of magettos ari munharaunda akangotora mbanje anoswera akasitika. Akatora ngoma anoswera akaita sei akasitika pakona. Achaenda kubasa handiti. Of course ngoma dzedze dzapera kushanda akuda dzimwe ngoma the next thing has kushanda achaenda sei
Then what?
I don't know vamwe vanhu
achaenda ngoma aiwa
vakungoswera wakagara
Okay, do like issues where munhu akafa ari kubasa why angakasitika akazoenda my kids angakasitika he was high on drugs. Those are situations that can be avoided. Why you take them when you're going to work? Because now you can't live without those drugs. Now you have to take them. Uona zvakuitika munhu afira kubasa aro ani my kids. Why
you're saying as if munhu anofa kubasa akaenda akachakwa?
in this case it can be avoided.
Of course zvinoitika handiti.
But it can be avoided.
Nema drugs. Machances are high.
When you're trying to decrease, I think 50-50.
You can't put the entire blame. You can't put the entire blame on drugs.
37.
Maybe like you were saying, pane munhu ekuti akapera anowana simba muruda kucheresa munhu mugoti mungamuti iwo uri kubhemerei iye muchinyatsoziva kuti uyu munhu akarwanda majerero anoita uyu.
Isusu tatora kuti macases mazhinji evanhu vari kuba vanhu vanenge vari under the influence madrugs.
Makungonyeperawo henyoma.
Why is that most of the people who use drugs most of the people who use drugs are broke people? Why?
And that's they are broke.
So they resort to other measures to get the
drugs. The thing with drugs is okay. It is tomorrow I don't have the money. Drill are going to check here.
You do anything to get it. You do anything to get it.
There's a song and I would like to quote kwanzi zvitakwa chero musoro vanosinudzana hapana anombodzi murati.
They are willing to do anything to us.
In these instances kuti wevha vamwe vanhu vekuti akanyatsorwa danda rake bho anoshanda. It's not necessarily kuti kwanzi we've talked about the working ethic. Others improve their working ethic. Stamina anotoshanda atoita kunge bhiza type achishanda. Nyaya dzemari for me hangu guys, it's not particularly an issue because handsanamboona munhu ambe madanda arwari kwanzi mabhava vaya dzanenge arwari. It's a circle and pane pato nemarotation kuti totoziva kuti nhasi Josh ndiye atenga mangwana ndini tiri kutenga mangwana handress ndiye ari kurova mangwana ndipashoni hatitombodzana hatinorana pasi timetable ende kana usitorana mari takutoziva kuti iwe watone matimes akateedzana hauchatenga.
Kune rehab yavanhu vasingatori madrugs. But say vamwe vanhu handitika vasingatori madrugs vasingaende kurehab
variko.
Okay guys, so now we after delving so deep into this this conversation, I think we now need like a universal collaboration, like the preventative measures or the strategies that we can try to use for both the people who thinking of getting in, but haven't got into the game, and people who are already in the game, but it's time for them to get out of the game. So let's start with the preventative side. So, Sir Passion, what do you think will be the best solution for people?
tichopedza podcast ne ndakufonera vematrix vakazotora aiwa zviri pachena vanokotorewo inongodedza kumatrix kuti amberechi ndotore mukomana because isusu tikuona kuti vematrix vakubata basa of course kumatrix kurehabilitation center anditi vari kutora vanhu vanenge vari under the influence of madrugs chimhurai ruri kunova dombo riri kuita sei handitika ndokwaari unogadzireko unonobudawo yako song iriko unokuziya unobuda song yako uriziya song yachona bane song yaakatiburira arikoko.
So, ma'am Huntress, can you please give us your side of the preventative strategies?
Well, at the end of the day, drugs are bad. If you're going through something, get help. If you're going through something, talk to someone. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. Get help. There are other healthier ways to deal with your stuff, and drugs are not the way.
Thank you. So Josh, anything else before we wrap this up?
Prevents.
Yes.
I'm not particularly familiarized with the preventative side because I'm mostly saying like there's nothing bad about it. So, well, if you want to prevent, maybe you could talk to someone like she said. If you do find someone who's willing to help you and can guide you in the right path, it's always good. Or seek professional help, like he said. Go to the rehab place or find someone some people who know how to deal with it. If you're overdue, I can say if you're overdue now, because of course some people can then relapse and then they surpass what they're supposed to be doing. So in those cases, rehab in most cases is best for that type of situation.
Okay. And our brother Della, hope you heard the story of going to rehabilitation.
Go. Matrix and zero kuya. But in nangu for my methods, I would like to quote a song by Don Badoni. Upenyu pekufadza njere. Panyika pano ndoti ndozvizere. Kana dzako uchidzifadza nesadzi, otobika zimkonde odi wozvifadza. Kana uchifadzwawo neizvi, it's always about how you handle a situation. But always be told, yes, chinombonetsana chinombodii. Ane vanhu vamudarikira, vachinotonzwira tsitsi. There are people who take substances for benefit uses, like what we were saying earlier, kumwe anoshaya ndanoita simba anodii. But you kana wako uchiswera wakasitika wakubira vanhu manje. Koma passion kana ndasvika ipapo.
So far so good.
So far so good.
Apa izvo uchiright. Kana uchiright.
So after inhaling and ingesting all of this, I think basically you can say, nowadays, the pressure of family, business, school, everything, academics, it actually tries to build up as much as possible and as fast as possible. And you think drugs are just the only way out. Like, people are just like, guys, take the drugs, stuff like that. No. I may not be, I don't want to be like a person who's criticizing people who take drugs. But in my perspective, I don't think drugs should be the first option. They should be the last resort that you can actually take. Before that, you can try to have at least 20 options that you can try to exhaust as much as possible for you not to go down the dark side of drugs. So what I can basically say, if you're feeling low, please try to talk to someone. Anyone, please. I know people out there telling you, talk to a therapist. Anyone will be fine. Like a family member, a friend, someone. Talk to someone. If you feel like the world is weighing you down, calm down, pray, and release that pressure off it. Then, if you're in drugs, please try to minimize it because your health is on the line right now. Try to minimize it as much as possible. That's all I have today. Thank you, and keep on watching.